just like to start by saying thank you very much to all the extra subscribers that I've got. It really is very kind of you to subscribe, so I really do appreciate that. Thank you. I wanted to film Rolling Carpets because, shockingly, it shut down. I can't believe it. I mean, I've always known this business to be open for years and years and years. I can't remember it not being open. And I was brought up in Oldham. So the other day when I drove past, I was off up to Shulver, and when I drove past, I went through this way, and I thought, I can't believe it, it's shut down. So I wanted to come and film it because soon the signage is going to be gone. Something else will obviously go in its place. You know, these things happen with shops, but I just wanted to sort of get a filming of it, really, to find, you know, so it's there, so we can look back on it. But if anyone knows why it's shut, let me know. Anyway, I wanted to show you these grey flats, the ones that are top of Manchester Road. Read in Manchester Evening News, I think it was the other day, that they're actually going to be knocking these down now to make way for more of the same. You know, the houses that they're putting up in Wearmouth at the moment, those flat pack houses, and then they just put the brick on the outside. Well, I think they're knocking these down to put some. We're going to make our way down to Union Street now, and I stopped by Brunswick Square, which it's an old building in Oldham, and this fountain here that you're looking at now, which isn't turned on anymore, that's inside of it, and I'll show you facade in a minute so you can see. But I wondered what this building was. I think my mum might have told me once, but I completely forget. But I'm dead interested to know what this building were. And I really do wish they would just open it up, you know, so that we could actually have a look inside and, you know, go and sit in there because it's gorgeous. But since the job centre shut down, they've closed it. It's crazy. We're going to make our way down to John Bunting's house now. For those of you who don't know who John Bunting is, I didn't know until I started looking into this. He was the largest mill owner in the whole of Lancashire during the cotton boom, if you like. He lived in this house, which is now a solicitor's. But the guy was loaded. He didn't need to live in this house. He could have lived wherever he wanted. I think when he died, he left something like £150,000, which by that time was about 3 or 4 million or something. I don't know. A lot of money. But we're going to go down to his grave now in Chatterton. Chatterton Cemetery, if you haven't been, is absolutely fabulous. If you've been, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you haven't been, then you need to go. It's not only has it got all these gorgeous trees, beautiful, beautiful trees all round, all different colours, different shapes, makes, whatever. You've got the nice chapel in the middle. That's derelict now. But that's a common thread throughout most cemeteries these days. I don't think they tend to get much use out of them these days because of the crematoriums and stuff. But it's still there. They've got a fence around it. I don't know if they're going to knock it down or do it up, but it's still there for now, which obviously is a very good thing. But this particular cemetery has got a good majority of the most influential people that built Oldham in the middle 1800s. The Plaques are in here, the Leeses, Dronsfields, what they called the Melladews from up Shulver. They're down here. There's loads of justices of the peaces. The same up in Greenacres. You know, that's got a lot of justice of the peace people. But anyway, the person that we've come to look at here today specifically is John Bunting, and this is his grave here with the cross and the big massive green bush below it. But we'll go round. I'll just pull them back just so you can see the inscription. So here you've got Ada, dearly beloved wife of James Henry Bunting. Now, they lived on Hillsborough, Windsor Road, Oldham. Might go and see if I can find that house on the way back. And this is, if you can see it, John, husband of Sarah, aged 83. Just try and get a bit closer. There we go. In loving memory of John, the dearly loved husband of Sarah Bunting, who died 22nd of February 1923, age 83 years, at rest. You can't actually see the bottom because it's a beautiful bush, but it has took over the whole grave, unfortunately. So that's the grave of John Bunting, biggest mill owner of Lancashire at one time. Now we've come to St Thomas Church, which is just around the corner from where Helen Bradley, MBE, was born on the 20th of November 1900. At the time she was called Layfield, Helen Layfield. At 13 she won a John Plaque, who funnily enough is buried in Chatterton Cemetery, as I said, but he had a scholarship programme which she gained a place at Oldham Arts School using. Now it's believed that she left college and didn't do anything at all with a skill until the 60s, when she decided to let her grandchildren, or when she wanted to show her grandchildren what life was like when she was growing up. So that's when she started painting. Now some of her paintings are on display in Oldham Art Gallery, and there's some really nice ones that she's done for the park, which I'll put into the video that you can see. You'll recognise of Oldham and what have you.
1862.
But she sold out Los Angeles Carter Gallery in 1965, and her paintings still sell for thousands now, and they're really nice to look at. Sad thing about her was she was made an MBA, but shortly before she was due to meet the Queen on the 19th of July 1979, she passed away, unfortunately. But yeah, she was known apparently to be an extremely lovely lady. So yeah, a bit of a shame really, but I'm going to leave you with the rest of the church sounds because it's beautiful, and then we'll be going to Helen's house. So now we're arriving outside Helen's home. She lived here, I believe, during her life. Round the back is where she was born, which was on Princess Street. So we found that and we've done some filming for that, so I'm just going to let you watch and I'll come back in as we go. And I absolutely couldn't leave the video without doing Alexander Park. Alexander Park, as you've seen from the plaque, came about because of the American Civil War. Now, cotton was obviously what we did in Oldham at that time. And when the American Civil War kicked off and the cotton wasn't coming through, the men in the town didn't have anything to do, basically. They had no way of making any money. So the government gave funding to Oldham Council, and Oldham Council bought land off marshland. It was actually Alexander Park. It was a marshland, and the men basically were then employed to create this park, and it was the first biggest park like this, I believe, to sort of be constructed outside of London. And it's wonderful. And over the years, you'll have seen that Alexander Park has changed. Happy to report for people who don't live in Oldham anymore that it's now been sort of put back to what it was originally, which is why it's so gorgeous. But while I was there, because we did Helen Bradley and she painted some of Alexander Park, I thought it'd be a really good idea to go down to the boating lake. So I filmed the geese and the birds and the buildings, and I just thought I'd stick them in the end. And I just wanted to say thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe, click the like, and do everything else. It just helps the channel build and attract more of an audience, which is what we're trying to do, isn't it, with the videos. So thank you very much, and I'll be back in a few days with another video. Any suggestions, put them down below, and I'll see you soon.